Hello YouTube viewers, welcome to my channel Science to Technology. In today's show, Camera Tuesday, we're going to talk about Sony FX2. So let's dive deep into it. So this puppy is basically a answer from Sony is that we're going to do everything rather than releasing A7 Mark V. But it is what it is. Now be very mindful. At the moment of recording, the price in India is not sorted yet. Heck, even many other places also, even though they are showing price, it could fluctuate. So be mindful of that. In India, it's just like contact or coming soon, something like that. So have some patience, and price is floating because of tariff war. So imagine a world where Sony looked at A7 Mark IV, which was released 4 and 5 years ago, so to say, and they're like, okay, what if we refresh that core, so to say? Now, before you diving deep into it, you have to understand Sony has a very open gate update cycle, meaning whatever camera comes out of the latest one gets everything. Does not matter which where it is in the price range. For example, A7C Mark II, which again compact, low budget and all that, could literally have more advanced software feature compared to Sony A1, simply because it came later. So be very mindful of that. So that's why buying Sony's latest camera generally gives you better overall user experience, software experience, compared to okay, let's buy a flagship or something like that. So that means even though good cameras could become very feel dated even against another Sony. So they are like, okay, we have a good camera, Sony A7 Mark IV. So what if we update it? Basically put it in a cinema grade body, put some user interface update, and two major changes happened. Is like, first they added an electronic viewfinder. Now that viewfinder is not that remarkable, but the fact that it is like old school VHS recorder type or camcorder type, that makes it like for videography people, for people who need this, shut up, take money. That's like shut up, take money. The camera was sold just because of that. So that's there. Now for Indian people, the another important thing is cooling fan. Now let this be very clear. You cannot make an electrical camera that does not require cooling. Cinema cameras literally have Peltier cooling modules, sub-ambient cooling, in order to make sure that systems work adequately, so to say. And again, they also overheat and reach a point where there's like, nope. Red cameras were notorious for that. So let that be very clear. At certain point, you do need cooling. Like, you can do stills, we are really good with that. But if you want to do video, high quality video, we have not made something so efficient that can do that. So having a cooling system is the only tangible way of doing it. So this has cooling on, meaning I can ask or tell any Indian individual who plans to use in outdoor environment, they can trust this far more than A7 Mark IV or even A7C Mark II, simply because it has cooling fan, meaning the likelihood of this puppy keep working in a higher hot ambient of India is much higher compared to anything else. Basically anything that does not have cooling fan. So there, and cost is reasonable as they are showing it right now. As they are showing it right now in USA, they are showing $2,700. In India, the target price should be lower than 2.5 lakhs. If it is lower than that, it's good. If it's higher than that, pass. Now, because it's a video specific camera, you have to understand, whenever you are taking a photo like this video, it's recorded in Canon 800D. What you are seeing, it's not raw, it's not basically flat. It's basically going through Canon's color sign, and you are getting that. Now you can color grade pre-color grade video, basically, if it has the color sign, but it's not a very desirable result. So people generally want flat meaning they want to maximize the data in the footage, which can be expanded in your editing software. So to do that, we utilize LUT, look up table. Basically, how do you prioritize color, so to say? Think in this way. Let's say it's a rainy season and you want to show it's a rainy season. You may want to enhance the greens a little bit in your scene. It will give it that wet feeling, so to say. And again, summer, you can do the same thing. You can make sure that yellows and reds are a bit boosted. So that requires lookup table. Basically, you want flat recording and then you want to apply LUTs on them, look on table. So this camera, again, specifically focused for video, so they have a lot of that. Now, do you need to do all those? No, most of the time, no. But like, if you have someone who like, I want this look, go for it. And much deeper grip, because it's one thing you have to understand. Camera should be holdable. If you can't hold the damn thing, there is no point. So they made sure the basically the grip is huge, meaning even with big lens, you'll be like, I got this. And mounting holes all over the body, because it's a FX body. They are like, okay, what if we hole here? What if we have hole here? What if we have hole here? Everywhere they have holes on top of holes. So like, this inherently is like a cage. It's not like you are putting it inside a cage. It is the cage. So this is FX2. So what updates we are looking at? Well, let me be very clear. In terms of color rendition, in terms of output, it's no different compared to A7 Mark IV or A7C Mark II. There is not much difference here. However, compared to A7 Mark IV, there is a very significant upgrade, that is AI Crow processor. Now, but again, if you understand Sony's update cycle, that was like to be expected, because A7C Mark II, which is a lower end, it has a AI Core processor. Now, does that make it better? Absolutely, compared to A7 Mark IV. Now, A7 Mark IV is already reached a point where autofocus was like good. Co-processor just makes it like, don't worry about it. So that's there. And it also has the latest bells and whistles like focus breathing compensation and auto framing, this and that, software features. It does have, which was because you have to understand, A7 Mark IV was released during pandemic, so chip shortage was there. They did not manage to put UVC chip into it, basically USB video device, so to say. Penalty of that is you had to go through some apps in order to play it as a webcam, or do HDMI capture, then have that HDMI capture card, that capture card's application, then it's transmitted to OBS or things of this nature. But if you have OVC support directly, the hardware chip, done. It's just like done. You do not have to worry about it. Now again, it was there in A7C Mark II. Now it is in FX3, meaning you can do 4K 30 FPS video without any discussion. Meaning I have this camera, it is a 4K 30 FPS webcam, the end. You do not have to apply things or anything. Like, it will work on Mac, it will work on Windows, Linux if it supports that. So that's there. And full HD, it goes up to 60 FPS. So really quality streaming can be done without too much hassle. Like, you just plonk, done, go home. And triple tally lights. Now, are tally lights important? Yes, even though I'm doing this, actually the more you often you do it, the more likely you are to make a mistake. Is that I have this tiny red symbol that shows that it's a recording. Penalty is I could miss it, meaning I could press this, it would not have registered. I started talking and then it's like, oh, half hour later it's like, hey, the video was not recording. More than enough people have suffered from this. So tally light is an easy solution. So there are generally big lights, especially in news broadcasting industry. They have giant cameras. On those cameras they have giant red lights, because again, how the heck presenter know where to look at? They have a giant red bulb. It's like, this camera is going to the stream, look at it. This camera, this camera. So tally light is there. So it has tally light on the record button, so you know, you press the button and button is actually acknowledged, so to say. So red button is there. You have back red level again, so if you're looking from the back, you good. And then you have one that is on front, so everybody will know without a shadow of doubt that it is working. Again, it could be a very small thing, or it could be like shut up, take money, depending on how forgetful you are. Another aspect, it has dual tripod mount, which again would make my life easier, because I have this normal DSLR, it has a normal tripod hole. Problem is, whenever I put it on, I try to adjust it and it's starting to loosen up. So if you remember the old Handycam era, they already used to have a cup, small cup. You're supposed to have a plastic pin that goes into the cup. So basically it locks it, meaning you will not have a translation like this. Rotational motion will not happen. So this has even better version of that. You have two screws, tighten them. You cannot move them after that point. Meaning, if you put in a gimbal and gimbal is moving like that, it will not loosen up, which was a very big issue. And that's why cages generally have multiple anchor points. So this has by default in the body. So for people who have to deal with those sort of scenario, shut up, take money. And it can also do time code sync in. Now here's the deal, you can force a time code into almost any camera that has microphone input using audio channel, but that's not a genuine way and does not store the data in a metadata layer. It stores it into what we call audio layer. Not recommended, because it many times require a different piece of software that can, like, okay, I take the audio layer, convert it into time code, then use it. This, because it's a video camera, they have the multi-port there, and in multi-port they sell an adapter. Using that, you can jam sync time code directly as a metadata layer. Now again, that's a normal default feature for all cinema camera, but something this sort of price, it's genuinely good. So not only this puppy can record 4 audio channels, it can have a 5th time code, meaning if you have multiple cameras, multiple micro setups, this will be like actually good. So that's there. And it has physical shutter, which again FX series generally remove to save time and money. Here they have added it because the rolling shutter is not that good. So they're like, yeah, okay, let's compensate for it. And it does have a lot of lookup table options, meaning you can do it in this way. You can even apply that into your stills. You can do a lot of things. Again, not in camera, but you can have a very smooth experience with LUT. If that is what you're looking for, you can get it. And again, they have the big 6, as they call it. This is from Venice lineup, meaning if you are using this camera and if you have to jump to Venice lineup, you will feel at home, so to say. And the cooling fan, that's the whole point. Like, that's why the giant holes, generally they always used to have a small hole from the bottom. It's like, this time, no, this is made for India, this puppy can handle heat. So it's like it has a giant not only vent from the back, vent also the side also. So a lot of effort was put into to actually give a cooling system that can handle it. So it's genuinely some minor upgrade. Basically, quality of life upgrades has been there. Like for many people who have to suffer with overheating, they're like, shut up, take money. People who have want to tally light, people want better locking mechanism and time code, they're like, awesome. But it's underwhelming other than those things, because it still has lame OLED. Whenever you're looking at this sort of a hybrid camera, generally, almost all of the time, the viewfinder is OLED, and Sony makes really good OLEDs, and this is the same thing they had 5 years ago, so to say. It's really not that good. And LCD, again, I have no idea why these companies are like, thou shall never exceed 1990. It really is ancient resolution. And again, because it was released in 2025, it's like, come on, is it not? And again, yeah, I get it. Most camera companies are stupid when it comes to that. Most of the screens are just like horrible. That's why they talk in million dots rather than how many pixels it is. Because if I tell you in pixels, you're like, dude, iPhone 4 had that. Not even joking. So fundamentally, it's a really, and again, even though LCD every company ignores, nobody ignores OLEDs, basically the viewfinder. And because it's such a core focus, it's a huge viewfinder, you should put a quality viewfinder, man. Not. It's like, not bad. It's just like, it's the exact same thing you had 5 years ago, man. And it's 5 years ago. Now it's not that great. And the rolling shutter, again, when A7 Mark IV was released, for that time, it was not bad. It was like good, adequate. But now it's not, because again, it's 2025. It's no longer like, whoa. It's like, eh? So it's not desirable. And 4K 60 is still cropped. I'm like, what the hell? Now, many people say it's the sensor slow. No, sensor does not play in the role of how you take out the video frame. It is the job of SoC, the system on chip. That's the one doing it. That's why same system on chip can actually take a much larger frame, like let's say 55 megapixel sensor, and still get you full 8K out of it, or 4K 60 uncropped out of it. It's doable. It's just that they do not want to do it. It's locked. So it's a really bad. And the fact that this is a video camera, it has HDMI output, cool, awesome, GG, but it has RAW limited. I'm like, why? It's a video camera. Like, why the heck RAW is limited? It's like RAW is limited to APS-C crop. It's like, why? So it's a really, really disappointing. And in-body RAW recording is still not there. Now, be mindful, in-body compressed RAW is a patent of Red Cinema company. So companies have to work around it. I think this is the reason why RE just store every single basically video as a single frame. If you look into their video files, it's literally frames. And like, hey, it's a still shots. They're just like how A9 Mark III does, like 120 RAW. It's like, it's RAW files. You can actually take each slice and RAW, take it and go. It's not even a video technically. So compressed RAW is like very messy. You have to go through this, and you have to pay the price for Apple for ProRes and or do things in this. But something should be there. It's not there. In 2025, in a video only camera, it's like, not good. And price is not suitable for 2025 stress, because it's just that all you are getting is better A7 Mark IV. And better does not mean like actually everything has been improved. AI is improved a little bit. If you use it a lot, you'll be like, yeah, that's a genuine benefit, and a lot of bells and whistles are there. But from 2025's point of view, it's like lightweight, man. It's a very lightweight. It's like just they took a A7 Mark IV and it's like, what if we refresh it? It's a refresh, like how we used to have that, like, refresh. So it's a refresh. So this is the primary reason we must have competition, because again, if we do not have competition, Sony will become too comfortable. Canon used to be there. So at this point in time, 2025, Nikon and Panasonic both have much better camera. And I do not mean like little bit better or this or that. No, flat out, like shirt out, take money kind of better in this price range. That's why price also matters. For example, this is Indian price of 2,18,000 rupees of this Nikon, basically lower than Sony most likely. And this is tangibly better. Heck, this has a basically partially stacked sensor, which is leaps and bounds better compared to naked sensor, so to say. So, and again, they paid a lot of attention into their viewfinder. So viewfinder of this is actually quite good. It's like, damn, for this sort of price, it's like, damn. So not only you will get better viewfinder, not only you'll get a better sensor and readout, you'll also get in-body raw recording. And again, they have bought a red, so they can do that. All other bells and whistles are there, which will make your life easier. If you're like, hey, I want to do video, it will make your life easier. The only weakness of this puppy, which is like a genuine weakness, is the fact that does not have cooling fan. Meaning in India, in outdoor, I will have like, press X for doubt or have a ice pack plonking on top of that. So that is an issue. Another aspect is Panasonic. Panasonic is everything is good other than the mess of the user interface. It has 120 video recording format, so good luck. But if you can go through that, like if you really sit down and settle it, configure it, this is really good. And it does have cooling fan, meaning I can trust this puppy in India in outdoor environments. But let that be very clear, before jumping into either of these, be it Nikon, be it Panasonic, please look for the lens. Does not matter this is raw, but if the lenses are poo-poo quality, output would be poo-poo. It's just poo-poo in raw. You do not want poo-poo. So trust me, make sure the lenses are good. Do not jump into the system. It's like, oh, it has all the features. Again, if you are like learning and all that, go YOLO on it. But if you're like, hey, I want to give this content to someone else or like want to make money out of it, pay attention to the lens. Trust me, people have learned the hard way. You should not need to learn in the hard way. Garbage in, garbage out. Poo-poo in, poo-poo out. So make sure the lens is high quality. It does not matter if it's 4K or 8K. 8K on a poo-poo lens is poop. That's why we do not, orgasm over 8K of your smartphone. Lens has to matter first. So first, choose which lens you want to have. Second, then see whether these companies have the lens that you want at the price you can afford. If that is there, only then jump into it. You will be much more happy. Heck, even in Sony, even a lot of people who, let's say you have already invested in quality E-mount lenses, you will not switch. You'll be like, hey, this is just a minor upgrade. I wished for better upgrades, but other than a 4K 60 penalty, there is nothing that is stopping you from using this camera. Here also, if you are like, hey, I really like that Nikon lenses, or if you really want to flex at low light, buy Nocta lens. If you really want to flex, you can do that. So let's be very clear. We want Nikon to do better. We want Panasonic to do better. So Sony does not. This poo-poo camera is like, hey, this is just a refresh. I'm like, 4K 60, man. Or at least remove that also. But I have the HDMI output, man. That was just like so cheap. So this was my presentation on FX2. Hopefully you have liked it, learned from it. In that case, please click the like button, share it amongst friends. That will help me a lot. If you didn't like it, didn't enjoy it, I urge you to press dislike, press it twice to show my extra disappointment. Please leave a comment because I do try to reply to all of them. Subscribe, press the bell icon if you're free, and as always, thanks for watching.